So I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit. So I know people right now, they have boosted Black voices, they have signed petitions and donated, and people are kind of struggling thinking, okay, but how can I, A, maybe continue to make a difference, or B, how can I make a difference closer to home? So I wanted to talk about how the fact that there is racism at every level of society. It's really easy to look on the news at police brutality and these instances where Black people are losing their lives over nothing and say that's wrong and stand up against that. But it's a lot harder to look at ourselves or yourselves, white people, and say, how am I benefiting from white privilege? How am I part of the system? What systems are in place around me? What systems are in place in my industry? And then kind of starting to unpack all of that. So I wanted to challenge people to start thinking for the long term. So look at the spaces that you occupy, whether it is at your dinner table, in a specific industry, doesn't matter how niche that industry is. If it's a particular community, start looking at how you can help dismantle these racist systems where you might have a bit more power. So I was talking about this with a friend, and she's in the traditional book publishing industry, and that's an area that I'm super passionate about as well. And there are a lot of initiatives that have been going on for a long time to boost diverse voices. So the way she can make a difference in that space is continuing to boost the voices that are speaking out and boosting Black authors. I saw another person post about how in the makeup industry, somebody calls themselves a makeup artist, but doesn't know how to work on darker complexions. And they were speaking up and calling makeup artists out and asking them to do the work, go to school, learn color theory, and make a difference in that space. Another example, we see influencers that are speaking out against brands that maybe A, don't pay their Black influencers for their content. B, they might not show any Black influencers on their feed. Or C, they might just not be collaborating with Black creators, period. So there's a lot of people speaking up to make change in that industry. So I just wanted to challenge people to look at, like I said, those spaces that you occupy and look at where Black people are at a disadvantage. And I can promise you that there is an issue in your industry. It doesn't matter what it is. And if you don't know what that issue is, that's a perfect place to start and do some research, figure out who's been speaking out, boost them, listen, learn, and go from there. So every level of this is important. It's very important to speak out about racism or racist systems in every level of society because they are bleeding through absolutely everything. We look at books again. If Black authors aren't getting as much of an opportunity to get published, that's fewer Black voices in our media. We talk about influencers. I know a lot of people laugh at influencer culture, but the reality is influencer marketing is like the new TV commercial. So if brands aren't collaborating with Black influencers or influencers of color in general, you as a normal person consuming media or consuming content on the internet are going to be less exposed to Black people or people of color in general. So just really look at where you have a voice, or maybe even where you have an ear, just industries and spaces that you are tapped into, and dig a little bit deeper, do the research, figure out who's already talking about it, because people, I promise you, have been talking about it for years in whatever space you're in. And yeah, just do the work to boost. Yeah.